Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We are here for war number 8 of season 44. We are against Chinese Alliance. They're usually around the top of Platinum 1. And we have a 9-fight war here with Stealthy and Hulkling. Stealthy has 7 fights and Hulkling has 2. And this is a good one. Now, there are 2 terrible fights. Let me be clear. There are 2 fights that go real bad. I don't die, though. 2 fights that go real bad, and 7 fights that go real well. So, yeah. You'll see. So, we're starting off with this Mojo here, and you basically just have to not let your decks expire while his prompts are on cooldown, and other than that, it's a pretty straightforward fight. So we get up our slow here. He actually does complete his own prompt by blocking, but he is almost dead at this point. He is going to throw that SP1. We're just going to block the first bit and then dash out of it. But there wasn't really any danger in that fight. The fight went down in 40 seconds, and I have almost full health. This kitty is one of 2 Hulkling fights I have this war, and actually it was really convenient the way that the fights lined up because my other Hulkling fight is right after this. So I'm going to put on my Cosmic Power Back boost, and then I am actually going to just use 1 SP1 boost. That's going to work for both of my Hulkling fights, which was amazing. But yeah, this kitty is a really nice fight with Hulkling, and this is on Ebb and Flow knockdown with heavy hitter, and I know the reason that we obviously know the reason that Kitty Pryde is on this node, because once she has prowess you can't parry her, and then you'll have a lot of trouble unless you block the SP1 to remove the prowess. But what I'm doing in this fight is I am only hitting into the block, and I'm letting my power gain get me to an SP2 before she gets to an SP1, and that's just the strat in this fight. So now that I am at 1 charge, I need to parry. Trying to parry here, it's not working, but here I finally get a parry, and then I'm going to throw a light attack to get her to block so she doesn't throw that SP1. Go into my SP2, it actually is going to push me to my SP3, and my SP3 with 2 of my huge Furies, as well as the Ebb and Flow Fury is going to just destroy her. So yeah, she goes down really fast. That was a really clean fight. That pretty much went exactly the way that it should go. And we are going to go to our second Hulkling fight. I was on Path 5, Section 1. I forgot to say that. I'm on Path 6, Section 2. And I have this APOC and Quicksilver. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to VVK, who was on Path 5 to 6 with me. He was just putting White Magneto pre-fights on Mojo, and then he's going to put one on one of my mini-bosses later, and he's just on these paths with me to help me with energy, because I actually decided in this war to clear it really early. I cleared the night before war ended, and I usually clear in the morning with about like 7-ish hours before war ends. But here I'm going to get to my SP2, throw it, gonna get me to another SP2. I'm still unblockable, so I throw it again, gets me to another SP2, and I just throw it into the block. 28.7k on the first hit into the block because I had 5 Furies. That is just absurdly fast. That was an amazing fight. So here he was giving me some energy to get to this Quicksilver. This is another Stealthy fight, of course. All the rest of the fights are with Stealthy. And I still have the SP1 boost going, and I figured there's not really any reason to go for an invuln on this fight. So the strat was to parry at the start of the fight, but I missed a parry, so now we have our slow up. So we're going to stop his evade. I'm going to go light, 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 light into the SP1, and now we have up our precision. I did get whiplash there, but I just have to parry to remove it, so it's not really a big deal. And now he's going down super fast. I'm going to push him to SP2 here, but he's actually going to throw off the SP2 into my block. And with the nodes that are on here, that can actually be a problem, but it doesn't really become a problem until the second special attack when he has all those prowesses, and then he hits you with that one. But if it's just the first special attack, it doesn't really matter that much. So there we go. And At this point, I'm going to be switching to my skill special, or my skill class boost. In hindsight, I should not have used the skill power back boost because I kind of just wasted that. But the reason I used it was like maybe I'm in a bad scenario and I really need the power back to save me. I don't know. That was the idea, but I didn't actually need it for anything. So this Kindred goes really badly. I had to move up first, so the other guy, he was already out of energy. He was putting wags on this fight, and there he put it on, but the icon didn't appear yet, so I'm actually going to just back out of the map and then go back in the map, and now the icon's there. I just do that every time to be super safe, so I know it's there. He put a little plus sign in the chat as well, so I know that the pre-fight was on. And this is a rank 5 Kindred, not Ascended. Most of the Kindreds I face are Ascended. This one's not. And we are going to use our Tranquilize pre-fight actually in this fight, because Kindred is not a global defender, which means he will never go unstoppable against me. But I'm going to make a couple mistakes in this fight. Here, I was just making sure that I had enough energy to get to the America Chavez, because I'm going to use one invuln boost that's going to last me for both fights. And the basic strat is to get rid of Ebb and Flow knockdown as fast as possible. And there we use our last invuln boost. I'm going to get some later on by opening some crystals, but that was the last one for then. But yeah, basically we're just going to parry light. And I figured I might as well stop some of his combat power rate while I can. There's not really any downside. But here I'm going to forget that the heavy attack makes him go stun immune temporarily. I know that it happens at each 25% increment. So when he hits 75%, 50%, 25%, and then at the very end of the fight, when he activates his root on you, he actually also goes stun immune. But here I'm going to eat the SP1. I haven't really had trouble in the past with the SP1, but I don't know what it is in this fight. All 3 times that he throws it, I'm going to get hit by it. And if it weren't for the attacker tactic reducing the damage I'm taking, I would have been in serious trouble in this fight. But yeah, there he goes stun immune again, but this time I actually realized. Here I'm going to push him into his root, and this time I'm actually going to wait it out, but I do take a huge chunk of damage there from eating the special attack, and then as soon as the root ends, I hit him and he goes down. Just a really sloppy fight. Again, it was still pretty fast. It was a minute. It was only 1 minute, and I lost a lot of time eating all those hits. But yeah, the fight does go down, and we have this rank 2 America Chavez. So jealous of this Chavez. I wish I had a 7-star. Unfortunately, I only have a 6-star, but I did take her to rank 4, so she is pretty good for the moment. But this is on the Scared Stiff node, and this is not the easiest fight for Stealthy. She is a global defender, so I do have to use my slow, and I am able to keep up the slow by dashing back because I have the Scorpion synergy, which helps a lot this war. I love when I'm able to have that synergy. But if she doesn't throw her SP1, I can actually get rooted, and then if she starts throwing heavy attacks, it gets a little bit annoying. Now I can of course remove those heavy attacks by just hitting her to inflict wither, but still. So here she throws the first SP1, I throw my SP1 to get my precision active, and I am actually going to manage to not get rooted once in this fight because she does throw her SP1s pretty quickly, but the potential for this fight to go wrong does exist. So here she's not going to throw it right away. She actually activates my evade there, so I am going to hit her once, and I'm actually going to have to hit her another time because she also doesn't throw it here. I'm going to just do a light tap, but this time she finally throws the SP1. And I am able to hit her like a millisecond before the root ends, but here I have to bait one last special, and now I am able to kill her. I can go into an SP2 here, and that does take her out. So yeah, still a decently fast fight. It was under a minute, but that fight could have been improved upon for sure. So here we have to buy the energy refill, and we are going to the Alliance War, or sorry, we're going to the Boss Island, where I actually am taking the whole right side. It turns out that I misread my assignments, and I was actually not supposed to take the Sasquatch. I was supposed to wait for someone else. I genuinely didn't know. Like, I'm not in the business of taking someone else's fights. I'm gonna pause the video for a second here because I have to skip through quite a lot because I went searching for invuln boosts, and I had to open quite a few crystals. But you'll see right here I got 3 invuln boosts and like 8 advanced power boosts and 4 combat regen boosts. I was just trying to get 2 invulns because I want to go invuln, SP1 invuln for my last 3 fights. But yeah, I was not supposed to take the Sassy, and I didn't realize. And I wasn't trying to steal someone's fight. I genuinely thought it was assigned to me. But I'm not going to die. So this is a sketchy fight, and this is a really good node for Sasquatch, because on this node, your when he, as the defender, throws a special attack, it's gonna cost half the power. And if you don't know the way that Sasquatch works, he actually when he goes into, what's the form called when he, shoot, now I'm blanking on what it's called. What's it called? Because there's one point in the fight where he activates his... Wow, I'm just completely blanking. Let me wait for it to activate, then I'll know. It's going to activate right here. I throw my SP2 to make the slow longer. Wrath of Tanarak, right. When he activates when he's in Wrath of Tanarak, his specials already cost half, and now they cost nothing. Like, his specials literally cost no power. So now I'm trapped in the corner, but as long as I dash back, I can keep up my slow. But unfortunately, he threw that last SP2 like a millisecond before before his wrath ended, so he's still at 2.9 bars. And if I pause, I'm just gonna pause quickly and point something out. With the amount of damage that Stealthy does, I think that if I had started hitting him when he was at 0 or 1 charges, when his damage protection is the lowest, because if you don't know the way Sasquatch works, the higher that number is, the higher percentage of damage he resists, like flat out damage, period. I think that if I had started to hit him now, and I had gone combo into striker into combo into SP3, it would have killed. But at this point, I thought it was safer to try to bait out a special attack. So that's what I'm going to do for about 20 seconds. I'm just going to sit in the corner, dexing his first dash hit and his heavy attacks, and then parrying the next hit, and just trying desperately to bait out a special. But eventually I just give up. I go combo into striker, dash back to pause my slow, and then throw my SP3 after another combo. And this is going to get him low. It's going to do a good amount of damage, but it would have done a lot more damage. And he unfortunately is going to throw his SP3 instantly. But I am max boosted, and I have an SP3 resistance boost on here, so I know this won't kill me. It'll do about half of the health I have remaining, and it is going to leave me at 52%, so I'm still have a decent amount of health. But now he has Wrath of Tanarak, and he is throwing specials that cost 0 power, so I'm just going to bait out a heavy and hit him here. If he had been awakened and he was activating regens, I might not have killed him with that combo into an SP2, but I probably still would have. I don't know. There's no way you can know stuff like that. So yeah, we had to use quite a few potions, mostly because of those 2 fights where I lost a lot of health, Kindred and Sassy. But this fight, oh my god, this fight. Rank 5 Werewolf by night. This is a beautiful fight. I watched some videos on the deep dive, the one that Karate Mike makes for Kabam. I watched the video, and it was a good video, it was well made, but I was just kind of learning how to fight against him, because in the event quest you can just nuke him down with Stealthy, and I didn't really pay attention to any of his abilities. But one thing I did notice is that you can actually dex his medium attack and then counter with a light. And that is an easy way to get openings. He is a global defender, so I made sure to use my slow here. But I'm going to use those howls as well to get openings. I learned his SP1 is kind of like a dash and then 3 swipes. So I just have to hit him after those 3 swipes. But yeah, right here, you'll notice for my openings, I am just dashing back, dexing the medium, and then countering with a light. And it works so well. It's what I'm going to do this whole fight. This was just a beautiful fight. This is the first time anyone in my alliance had fought Werewolf by Night, or at least anyone in my BG, because he's so new. I don't know if anyone else has had to fight him yet in another battle group. But yeah, that fight goes down really well. I took a screenshot, and that only took 54 seconds, and I ended with 99% health. So that was just awesome. Do you guys remember that Chavez 2 wars ago? Where I just, or was it last war? I don't remember. It was in war 6 or 7, where I just straight up forgot to use the slow pre-fight on Stealthy. Yeah, I'm gonna do that again. This is a Darkhawk boss. I'm gonna forget to use my slow pre-fight. I know he's a global defender. I was fully aware. I had planned to use it, and I just didn't. I don't know why, but as soon as I went into the fight, like the millisecond I hit start fight, before the fight even loaded in, I was like, oh shit, I didn't use slow. So that means that every single time in this fight that I have a dex expire, I am going to have to stop hitting him and wait to see if he goes unstoppable. So here I go in, he doesn't go unstoppable. Nice. Okay, so now we're free to hit him, push to another SP1. Now I've activated dex, so now I need to bait the special attack. I always like to dex the first hit of his SP1, block the next 2. There I slowed my combo down to see if he went unstoppable. He did not. And then here again, I'm going to throw my SP2. Even if he went unstoppable there, it would not have mattered, because I would have pushed him back far enough with my SP2. But there I bait another SP1, and now I'm going to bait out a heavy. Hit him. Again, no unstoppable. I got really lucky in this fight that he actually isn't going to activate his unstoppable once. And he goes down. So I think that was a pretty dumb boss. Honestly, I don't know why they placed a Darkhawk boss, but I did take that fight down even without the slow pre-fight. But if that happened in a hard fight, that would be a huge deal. That would be very, very bad. But yeah, that was a nice 9-fight war, 4 path fights and 5 mini bosses, or sorry, 4 mini bosses plus the main boss. And this war was super close. So at this point, we were winning the war, but we actually had a couple unfortunate deaths at the end of the war, and we ended up losing. We were ahead. We were tied 10-10, and we were ahead on exploration and on fight time. So as long as we cleared the last fights without dying, we would have won. But we unfortunately did die twice, and we lose the war with a score of 10-12. Really unfortunate, because this was a huge chance for us to get a win. And coming off of our best war of the season, last war, against a much better alliance than these guys, it just sucks to lose a war like this. But we are now 4-4 on the season. We're sitting at the top of Platinum 1, but we need, I think, 3 wins in our last 4 wars to make Masters now. And I don't even think that if we go 4-0, we have a shot at top 10. I don't know. I doubt it, but we'll see. Maybe it works out for us. But yeah, like I said, we're 4-4. I still have just the 1 death this season. Oh, did I forget to add my fights to my deathless streak? Shoot. No, wait, I didn't. Okay, they're here. Never mind. I thought I forgot to add them, but no. We're now at 58 out of 59 fights soloed, so 60 fights after 8 wars is really good. That's really good. So we're on pace for 90 fights this season, which is a very large amount in the new map, considering that in the old map 12 fights were possible. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 fights were possible if you took like every single fight you possibly could. In this war, only 10 are possible. So even the people that take the most fights are going to have less fights. But yeah, 58 out of 59 or 98.3%. So we're close to 99%, and we will get there in a war or two if I don't die. But as of right now, this is the war that ended a few hours ago. So I'm fully caught up on wars. They're just not being uploaded right away because I want to have like a video every day. So maybe I'm uploading a war every 2 days or something like that. And my Deathless streak is now up to 52 fights. Again, the highest my streak has been in a long time. So I am glad that I've been playing well recently. And that is the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I really love using Stealthy this season. He is just an absolutely incredible champion for this war meta. And I hope I get to use him in the next 4 wars as well. So I will see you guys later. Bye.